first time I saw her, I was holding a paper plate of turkey I didn't even want. I'd flown from Australia to the US because my friend said, "You've never done an American Thanksgiving. Come meet my family. It'll be wholesome." I pictured cozy sweaters, football on TV, polite small talk, and the safe kind of jet lag where nothing matters because you'll never see these people again. Then her cousin walked into the kitchen like she belonged in the room more than gravity did. She wasn't trying to be noticed. That was the problem. She had this calm, unforced presence, like she'd already made peace with herself, and everyone else was still negotiating. She took a dish towel off the counter, started drying plates, and somehow the whole conversation around me went quieter, as if the house had decided to listen. She looked up once, caught me staring, and smiled like she'd known me longer than the 15 seconds we'd technically existed in each other's universe. "Hi," she said, like it wasn't dangerous. I should tell you now, I've always been good at leaving. I'm a professional at the clean exit, the closed tab, the "it was great, take care." I'm the kind of person who can enjoy a moment and still keep one hand on the door handle. Travel was my favorite excuse. I could always blame the distance, the ocean, the time zones. That night, with the entire family crammed around a table that looked too small for their laughter, I sat across from her and felt my exit strategy dissolve in real time. We didn't do anything dramatic. No movie scene kiss in the hallway, no secret confession under mistletoe. We just kept finding ourselves next to each other, refilling drinks, stacking chairs, escaping the chaos to stand by the sink and pretend we were helping. At one point, she asked, "Do you like it here?" I said, "I like this." I meant the house, the warmth, the noise, the safety of someone else's traditions. But when I said it, I realized I was looking at her, not the room. She laughed softly. "Careful," she said. "That's how they get you. You think you're visiting, and then suddenly you're family." It was a joke, but it landed like prophecy. In the next few days, we did the tourist version of falling in love. Long walks in cold air, coffee that got cold because talking mattered more. The kind of eye contact that's slightly too long and makes you feel like your name is being rewritten. We built a whole relationship out of small, ordinary moments because that's what travel does. It compresses time. It turns 7 days into a lifetime and then dares you to go back to real life afterward. On my last night, we stood outside under a porch light, the kind that makes snow look like glitter. "So what happens now?" she asked. I tried to joke. "We forget this ever happened." Her face didn't change. She just waited. And something in me, something stubborn, something tired of running, decided to tell the truth. "I don't want to forget," I said. I expected it to scare her. I expected the distance to do its usual work, to pull us back into logic, to put everything where it belonged. But she stepped closer, and her voice dropped like she was telling a secret to the universe. "Then don't," she said. 2 weeks after I landed back in Australia, my phone felt like a lifeline and a weapon. We did the long-distance thing immediately, like we didn't even consider the alternative. Video calls at weird hours, falling asleep with the camera still on, saying "good morning" when it was "good night," and trying to pretend it didn't make our brains ache. I told myself it was a honeymoon phase, the kind of love that thrives on longing because it never has to meet the messy parts of reality. Then, 2 months later, she called me and said, "I think I'm going to move." I laughed because I thought she was kidding. She wasn't. "Are you serious?" I asked. "I'm serious," she said. "I can't keep living in the space between calls." 2 months. That's how long it took us to do something people spend years debating.
She was going to fly to the other side of the planet for a relationship that had barely had time to become real. If you've never watched someone pack their life into suitcases for you, let me tell you, it's not romantic the way movies make it seem. It's terrifying. It's pressure with a ribbon on it. She arrived at the airport in Sydney looking exhausted and brave, and when I wrapped my arms around her, I felt the weight of her decision land on my shoulders. "Don't mess this up," my brain whispered. So, naturally, I became a version of myself that was obsessed with not messing it up.
At first, it looked like love. I planned everything. I tried to make Australia feel like home for her. I took her to beaches and lookout points and markets and places where the air smelled like eucalyptus and salt. I introduced her to my friends like I was showing off a miracle. And she did her part. She learned my rhythms. She found small things to love here. The sunlight, the open space, the way people said, "No worries," like it was a philosophy. She told me she'd never felt so far from everything, and also never so close to someone. But there was something I didn't say out loud, not even to myself. I was treating love like a performance. I thought love was proving. I thought it was constantly earning. I thought if I could just be good enough, grateful enough, stable enough, the universe wouldn't take her back across the ocean. So I held on too tight. That's how the first cracks formed. Not big dramatic fights, just little moments. My need for reassurance dressed up as concern. My fear disguised as responsibility. The way I asked, "Are you okay?" Not to understand her, but to calm myself. She didn't complain right away. She's not that kind of person. She internalized. She tried harder. She smiled through things that made her heavy. And because she wasn't yelling, I told myself everything was fine. 2 years in, COVID hit like a door slamming shut. Australia went into lockdown, and suddenly, together, wasn't romantic anymore. It was compulsory. We were in the same space for 18 hours a day, every day. No social buffers, no space to miss each other, no fresh stories to bring home. It's amazing what happens when you remove the outside world. You start projecting your entire universe onto one person. My anxiety had nowhere to go, so it went to her. If she was quiet, I assumed she was unhappy with me. If she was tired, I assumed I'd failed. If she wanted alone time, I heard rejection. I didn't realize I was building a prison out of love. I didn't realize I was turning her into my emotional weather report. The first time she cried during lockdown, she said, "I feel like I'm disappearing." I panicked. I tried to fix it, because fixing is what I did. I talked too much. I analyzed. I offered solutions, schedules, activities, lists of ways we could improve communication. And the more I tried to fix, the worse she looked. That was the twist I didn't see coming. My devotion wasn't saving us. It was suffocating us. Late 2021, she seemed dimmer, like someone had turned the brightness down. She laughed less. She stared at her phone longer. She slept at weird hours. She became careful with her words, like she was avoiding a tripwire. I watched her and thought, I'm ruining her life. I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell anyone. I just started believing it like it was a fact. And here's the ugly part. I mistook self-hatred for nobility. One night, after a silence that felt like a stretched rubber band, I said the words that still make my chest tighten when I remember them. "I think we should break up," I said. She blinked like she hadn't heard me. "What?" she whispered. "You're not happy."
I said, voice shaking. "I can see it. I'm not good for you." That's what I told myself, that I was setting her free. But what I was really doing was running, again. Except this time, I was running from the consequences of my own patterns. She didn't yell, she didn't beg. She just looked at me like I'd dropped something fragile, and she didn't know whether to pick it up. A week later, I watched her wheels roll through the airport. She turned once, gave me a small, broken smile, and vanished into the crowd. The distance came back like a tidal wave.
The silence at home was so loud, it felt violent. I walked into rooms and expected her to be there. I heard phantom sounds, the way she used to hum when she did dishes, the way she said my name when she was half asleep. I told myself she was better off, and I got depressed anyway. I didn't miss the idea of her. I missed the real her, the warm, stubborn, steady person who had crossed the planet for me. And the guilt of that fact sat on my chest every morning like an animal. Mid-2022, I did two things that changed my life. First, I started therapy with a psychologist, and for the first time, I stopped treating my emotions like emergencies that other people had to solve. Second, I had an experience that forced me to look at myself without my usual defenses. I'm not going to glamorize it or prescribe anything to anyone, but I will tell you the truth. I had an epiphany. It wasn't mystical, it was brutally practical. I saw my pattern, clear as a diagram, how my fear of abandonment made me cling, how clinging made her shrink, how her shrinking made me panic, how panic made me cling harder. I saw how I'd mistaken love for control, how I'd used caring as a way to manage my own anxiety, how I'd turned her into a mirror and then hated her when my reflection looked ugly. And the worst part? I saw that her depression wasn't a mystery. It was a reasonable response to carrying someone else's emotional weight day after day. I sat on my bedroom floor afterward and cried the kind of cry that feels like vomiting a truth you've been swallowing for years. I didn't want her back right away, not in that desperate, romantic way. I didn't think I deserved that. I just needed to say something honest. So I called her. She answered with a cautious, "Hello?" like my name had become a risk. "I don't want to get back together," I said immediately. I need to apologize. I understand now. I'm sorry." There was a long silence. Then she said, quietly, "Okay." I told her what I'd learned. I didn't blame lockdown. I didn't blame stress. I didn't blame her sadness. I named my behavior plainly, like facts in a report. "I don't expect anything," I said. "But if you'd let me, I'd like to come see you, just to talk in person." She told me she was in college now, that she'd started seeing someone. "I understand," I said. "I'm not here to mess with your life." After a pause, she said, "You can come." That flight to the US felt different from the first one. The first time, I was a tourist in someone else's holiday. The second time, I was walking into the aftermath of my own mistakes. When I saw her, she looked older, not in age, but in weight. When she smiled, it was still the same light, just guarded. We sat in a coffee shop near her campus. She listened. She asked questions. Then she said, "I loved you, but loving you felt like drowning." I didn't argue. "I know," I said. Over the next few days, we talked, we walked, we remembered, and slowly, something softened, like an old song that still knew our names. One night, she said, "I ended it." "I'm here," I told her. And this time, it was true. She quit her job. I supported her from Australia while she finished college. Love looked less like fireworks and more like spreadsheets and patience. When she came back to Australia, the reunion was quieter. No adrenaline, just relief. We rebuilt slowly. We learned how to give space without fear, how to argue without trying to win. how to say, "This is my trigger," instead of turning it into an accusation. "You're not the same man," she'd say sometimes. "I know," I'd answer. Then came the partner visa. $10,000. I paid it. Again. Not as a gesture, as a choice. One evening, as the sky turned orange, I got down on one knee. "I'm awake now," I said. "Will you marry me?" She said yes. So, how far did I travel for love? Australia to the US and back. 15,000 kilometers. Time zones, airports, 2 visas, a pandemic. Was it worth it? Yes. But not because love conquered distance. Because I learned that the real distance isn't miles, it's emotional responsibility. Advice? Don't confuse intensity with love. Don't make your partner your emotional regulator. Changed behavior matters more than apologies. Love is proven by health, not suffering. And yes, I paid $10,000 for a partner visa. Twice. It was worth it.